So today we'll be looking at data analysis. What do we understand by data analysis? I know most of us have heard about data analysis. So we'll start from the basics, from the scratch. You understand the concept of data analysis and how we can actually carry out analysis on our data. So in this module, we'll be looking at data literacy, data cleaning, and analysis. And our subtopics will be foundations of data, functions or formulas using spreadsheets, data cleaning, data summarization. So let's start with. So this is me, your instructor. My name is Owewa Zino. You can call me Zino. I'm a data analyst. I'm a Pythonista. I'm also the manager at Hamplus Hub, a tech hub located here at Abraka, Delta State. I'm an innovative entrepreneur. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Emna Enterprise, a cleaning products manufacturing company. These are my social handles. You can connect with me on Facebook, Owewa Ewumazino. You can connect with me on LinkedIn, Precious Owewa. So, nice having every one of you in this module. Now, let's dive into the business of the day. So, what is data? We talked about data analysis, but let's establish the foundation first. What is data? And I know some of us would say, oh, we used to get data. Oh, I want to buy data for my SIM, for my line. So data is different from the subscription that we do. So in our world of tech, in our digital terms, data in simple layman language is they are simply raw facts or figures that need to be processed to give actionable insights or meaningful information. So, in simple English, I would say data are raw facts or figures that need to be processed to give meaningful information. Data are raw facts or figures that need to be processed to give meaningful information. And we carry out data analysis every day. Every day. A very good example, let's use the scenario of students. So at the end of the semester, or rather at the beginning of the next semester, you go to check your previous semester results. Now those results are figures, right? You see some courses you have 57, some courses you have 70. So those are figures. But these figures are what will determine if you're doing well academically. These figures are what you use as the basis of judgment to see, okay, am I actually doing well? If you have a course, if you have 70 in a course, you give yourself thumbs up to say, okay, yes, you're doing well. So these are figures. It's just a figure, but then it gives meaningful information. Look at the picture on our screen. We have cars. Now, let's see the type of cars. If you look very closely, we're having a particular um, type of car, or should I call it model. So, as data analysts, this will bring us to want to know, okay, so why are we having a lot more population of this particular kind of car, or this particular kind of vehicle? Is it that is it due to the roads? Is it due to the occupation of the people? You see that we just have raw facts, we just have raw figures, but now we are beginning to derive meaningful information. If you go to a location or a base where we have more of farmers, you discover that the kind of transportation that they will use, the kind of vehicle or cars that will be there will be more of cars that can help in transporting their goods. So these are just simple illustration of what data is. So they are just simple facts and figures that need to process. So it's that processing and giving this meaningful information that is where our analysis now comes in. like the picture we can see on our screen. Okay, so why do we have this model of car more in this area? Is it the occupation of the people? Is it that this car is better? Does it save cost? Oh, okay, they don't have to spend too much money on fuel. So this now gives meaningful information, and this can help a car company that want to open their brand, or rather want their branch in this particular location, so they will know the specific kind of car that is going to be more profitable just from this simple analysis. So we've established what data is. Now let's go to data analysis. Now, our data analysis, we have the process. Just like if I want to eat jollof rice, it has to go through a process. I can't just go to my house and jollof rice is waiting for me. Even if it's waiting for me, somebody had done the process. So the process involves you measuring the rice and then washing it and then preparing your ingredients. So all these are the processes for you to get your jollof rice. The same thing for our data analysis. So for you to be able to analyze your data, which the data we've established are these raw facts, you have to go through, or it has to go through some processes. And the first one is identify the data you want. This is very important. Identify the data you want. So if we want to work with student data, what are the data points that we need? Okay, so data points are simply those columns. Let me put it that way. I'm trying to make it to give a very basic meaning. So if you're familiar with your Microsoft Excel, you know that we have columns and we have rows. So a particular column contains a particular data point. So the data points are those columns that we need for this analysis. So if we want to analyze student data, what are the columns, or what are the data points that we need? Definitely, we need student name, we need their mat number or their ID, we need their department, we need their age, we need their gender. So these are data points, and these data points makes data set. So data set is a collection of data points. If you don't identify the data you want, you will miss some important data points. Let's say, for example, these are our student data now. We want to now check, okay, which department is punctual, which department always comes to school early. So we go to school by 7 a.m. and then we collect the data of these students. Okay, what's your name? How old are you? And then let's say we forget to collect their department, forget to ask their department. You will see that if we're making our analysis, if we want to know, okay, which particular department comes early to school, because we did not collect the data points of department, you see it will be difficult, making our analysis not to be complete. Or let's say we want to check gender, okay, between male and female, which gender attends classes more. And then while we were collecting the data set, there was no data point for gender. You see, our analysis will not be complete. So this is the reason why you have to first identify the data you want. So this helps you to know which data points to collect. And then secondly, you collect the data. So we can collect our data through Google Form. You see that most times when you're filling something or you're going for something, you see there is always a form. So that form is to collect your data. And while we were in secondary school, for some people, there is these people that are working on some projects. They always go with questionnaire to get data. So there are different ways that we can collect the data. Then we also have the next process is to clean the data. So this data that you've collected, sometimes there will be most times there will be need to clean the data. Let's say where we have it, somebody mistakenly went to write name there. So if you don't clean the data, when we are running our analysis, it's going to give us an inaccurate result, and then it's more like a drawback. So when you clean your data, you are sure that everything is good to go. Just like for you to prepare your beans, you have to check it, pick it. Picking it is you want it to be clean so that there will be no stones, there will be no dirt, no chaff. So that is what our data cleaning is doing. So after cleaning our data, we then analyze the data, make our findings and all that. And then the next is to interpret the result. As data analysts, we are storytellers. You don't just analyze the data, you tell the story. Okay, what's your finding? If I check your results, what can I say? Will I say you're doing well academically or you need to tighten up your seatbelt? So these are the processes of data analysis. I hope we're following. So, having come to the process of data analysis, now let's use one tool that we use in data analysis. Let's dive into that, which is our Microsoft Excel. So you can use either Microsoft Excel or you can use Google Spreadsheet. So Google Spreadsheet also does the same work as Microsoft Excel, just very little differences of which I would also be stating it. So on our Microsoft Excel, we're working with a structured data. So structured data are those data that are presented in rows and columns. Presented in rows and columns. So we're working with structured data. So sit back and enjoy it, and let's go into Microsoft Excel. Thank you.